land would be better managed if they all had their own to farm. What about the communities? People adapt. Look what happened when the kelp finished. People found new ways to live and moved on.
Not all of them.
Change always has its casualties. You can't stay still.
I've noticed that you can't stay still.
Where's Tiree got to?
He's down there.
Tiree, over here.
Do you know what's up there?
Yes, I do.
Not the obvious things you're thinking of, Turnbull.
That's not fair. You don't know what I'm thinking of.
That's true. I'm probably underestimating you.
You're thinking about hopes and dreams, aren't you?
I am. You're full of surprises. Or maybe Tyree's stories are beginning to change you. What made you say that?
Well, I know you were talking to old Mary McLean, in the Carthage she used to be. And I know her family moved away to Canada to make a new life there. And I know your favorite imagination will be carrying you away to Canada as you look out to sea.
You're right. I was looking out towards Canada.
Actually,
That way is looking towards Lewis and Harris, not Canada.
Yes, thank you, McKinnon. I was speaking metaphorically.
aye, I figured that.
They had hopes and dreams of a better life. They went to Canada and took over just what they had with them.
Canada had a lot to offer. Land, building materials, plenty of fresh food and water. A good start.
And the trees.
Trees?
Aye, there were trees everywhere. My great uncle went to Canada, hated the trees. You couldn't see the sky, you couldn't see the horizon, just trees.
Weren't trees a good thing?
Not if you're from Tiree. Extracts from the Gloomy Forest, written by John McLean after emigrating from Tiree to Canada and living amongst the trees there.
Hoeveel me en ander sa chyrru gloomy, was munchen wunio had taught me found. Heard me in touch or an aggy nature, when they gach talent of anam young. Could you me order the chyrru doyan, and who the name tosser you be thrown? Gamle gal, zeg one of ours go, and who the variants and do a gal.
I'm not surprised that I am doleful. Behind the hills is where I have a room, in the middle of a wilderness on Barney's river, with bare potatoes as my finest food.
Before I till the soil there and take the crops from it, I dig the awful forest from its root before my forearms' strength I'll be exhausted, and long in decay before I raise my brood.
We be me all gesammel gotten, toen finally lost in the stars reveal. We got a tour of Disney Flurry, can be more closer and can steal. Had een oude fursa, gasjes en toerish. Gemiele a chloe get de vat geared. We toward me boastry, completion styling. Is condolden kerty, geardy beam.
Though I should be diligent in my writing, I would need to spend a month and more before I could express all that concerns me and send it to you by word of mouth.
A subconscious sorrow has filled my being, since I must submit here all my life long. With little pleasure in this constricting forest, and no one ask you if I'll sing a song.
Gebrechen merwicht en tusmolaten. Is een wieting levertog e gachbord. Recreo zondag en common kursjo. A reer noon gun goedem oren. I know hook me schoolwer, maar ik drink niet drink. Dus die me gewoon een gedoe in jou. De mochten doen is door shocking kills, is a long verheard of the road across. Letters from the Journey to Canada from Tiree, written by members of the cast.
Dear John and Elizabeth, it's the 10th day of being aboard this horrific boat, and I'm currently on the top deck because of the amount of people being sick. Even though it's only been 10 days, it could not be any slower. And you would not believe the number of casualties that have already occurred. I sincerely hope that in the next few months you're able to visit us, if we make it to Canada, that is.
If I had to have a guess, I'd probably say it's about 7 at night, because it's been around 2 hours since we had that horrendous storm, which killed several people. The bodies were wrapped up and thrown overboard, which was called a bear at sea. So far, I've kept myself in good health. Sincerely, your cousin Archibald.
30th of June, 1845. Dear whoever finds this, day 34. I've been on this boat for 34 days now. I'm sick of it. I'm traumatized by the thought that my sister might have passed away. We had to leave her on Tiree because there was not enough room on the boat. All that we have to eat is cold beans, stale bread, and very little fresh water. I think I may be losing my sanity with the sounds of waves crashing on each side of the boat. Some people may find it soothing, but for me it's the opposite. I have to listen to it every single day and night. There's a foul odour and a million rat holes in the boat that we keep having to patch up. My younger brother William died of cholera last night because he drank contaminated water. We had to cast him overboard. I'm trying to stay asleep all day so time passes quicker. I hope I make it to Canada. It will be a completely new life when we get there. Yours sincerely, Jack.
Dear Mary, here's a picture I drew of the ship when we were getting on. We queued for ages, and I thought to draw a picture. My writing may be a bit shaky, as I'm writing this in a small storm. Though it feels big, it's small compared to others we've had. I've just come in from the deck, and I'm covered in sea spray and rain. I'm sorry about the punctuation. I just want to say so much on such little paper. I don't know when I'll be able to write again because my paper supply is running out. Say hello to Margaret for me. Kind regards, Florrie.
Letters from Canada, written by members of the cast.
1875. Dear Mary, it's been a few months since the last time I wrote you. I miss the salty smell of Tiree's air, even after 1.5 years here in Canada. Conor McDale's been helping Father build our new house. He's a nice man. Not only is he helping us, but one of the other families that came over with us, the McDonalds. Have you heard of them? They're from well.
I have awful news. Angus and Janet have grown very ill. There are no doctors in our area, so Lachlan is out with one of the McBail sons, Callum, in search of a doctor who might be able to save them. I don't think Angus is going to survive. He's only 2 years of age, so is struggling a lot. Janet is starting to get a bit better. With all the love from your family, Florrie.
Dear Mary, it was so hard leaving you behind at the place that day. I am slowly getting used to the fact that you had to stay to let Angus come with us. I miss the times we had playing together on Tiree's beaches. I hope and long to see you again. Maybe back on Tiree or out here with us. Meanwhile, sister, survive and stay well. Wait for a ship and come to us. We're waiting for you. Are you coming or staying? Florrie.
Letters from Canada, many years later, written by members of the cast.
Dear Mary, it's been a long time since I wrote, and even longer since we last spoke. For the last time up here in Heinisch. I'm sure your life has changed a lot, as is mine. I'm married now and have a small farm in Oran Sound. My husband makes just enough money for us to live. I miss Tiree, my life in Tiree, all those years ago. Do you remember when it was wet and Mum would wrap us in a blanket and it felt like nothing mattered in the world and everything would be fine?
To be honest, Mary, I haven't told any of the children about you or our family. I'll tell you because I could never find a way to share part of my life that was so tragic at the end. I cried for 2 whole months after we left. We've been stronger together and we knew it was for the best. Write to me, Mary, and tell me about your life. Ever, your loving sister, Florrie.
Dear Mary, I've missed you. It's nice in Canada, very cold and snowy, even icy in the winter. Dad has passed away. We aren't taking it well, but Angus is growing up fast and we've taught him how to read and write. Lachlan's grown up to a sailor. We don't usually see him, but he visits every now and again. I heard he set sail to Tiree.
Angus is interested in ice hockey, a very common sport here in Canada. Always letting himself to sort out kelp or starve from kelp because we have run potatoes. I miss Tiree, the salty air, the big waves, the awesome beaches and the shells we displayed on the porch. I miss Margaret and I miss you. Even Miss Isabel, but it's been 12 years, we've all moved on now. How are you? How do people get money and food now? Has it all changed?
We have a big new house and Angus is making ice hockey a living now. He doesn't really have any memories of Tiree. He wants to meet you sometime soon, but he dreads the journey down. For it was 2 months long and it was not nice. The room, the food, the smell, the people, the boat, the storms, the big waves crashing on the boat and rocking it side to side, and lots of people getting soaked.
Sometimes on the journey there, here, I thought the boat was going to sink. It was horrendous. I like writing. I've made money from books. I also sell flowers and veg. I have a passion for my garden. I like writing too. I feel like I'm still with you sometimes. I wish I was. Sometimes I feel like I should go back to Tiree. Hope to see you soon. Lots of love from your sister, Oran.
Extracts of original letters from migrants to Canada.
Township of King, 20th of December, 1849. To Mr. John McLean. Dear nephew, I would like to inform you about the clothes that are answerable in Canada, which is shirting and trousers as much as you can, and any that will come. Books are very dear here, Gaelic especially, Testament and Bibles.
I do not rue anything but the scarcity of Gaelic preachers. There is none in the township but one Baptist. Schools are very convenient. Malcolm is going to school daily. I hope that I shall see a goodly number of my old neighbours inhabiting Canada. Yet, for there is no factor, ground officer, nor Donald Drover here to meddle with you.
I take as little as possible of water of the St. Lawrence because it is apt to take the balance of life. I warn you to be cautious about apples and all fruits and fresh meats until you're seasoned in the country. Sincerely, Archibald McGilvery.
The Story of the Immigrant Stone, read by Cameron and Ailish.
The quackboard in Druin Bria. What aching would ha minute agate, Gavin that for Jesus in Druin Bria, as he who knap mod koike, with Raki and Troy term as their clear chronic road. Carry quack voice it, they'd what a song just, and now you've leaned here. I hear this at Chimmers, Cursong, Shaw Madahacker. Ekin al shaw, a few walk day on near hero, a song is to a master doing eknak do fedam. But Chilican more pals and it's been tarring down. Had it been an earthy board, I just know he can go dollars from no and chuchtering. Just the Campbell, just get a guy and toast Arrogate dearly. The Kuts more farted Arab, the son Fowler, hard sal, the Rui, or such a Canada. Be it Ian Moore Maddy Washing and it's Donald McAllister Hill, G.E. Scave Shaw. The Latin though he had Jason Faco, Hockey had ordered to high and alien the Faco, and Mao McGinnis, and one Kuchanki. It's guy from Bowie McGinnis, 18, and some targets in pocket. They need to show Yaki, new and Zambia. I think I'll go Mao, asked the Fago. I can score all the hot you with Oran Sea Fallon. He's us in Charles, so that he can be cooning at dinner beyond Oran. I had children all the acting, so Canadian look of this out there. Who's feasting of four oranges and three checking he? After Genevieve, asked Ian Maud Mary Watkins. It was faking the collection with Kenya, and Tree Vortion How, the hate track and Haynes I get Katakurgi. Be it the torch Ian the car and go out of the finish. I guess Shin made a happen. Who can use the tool? I guess some. Goody Kais. I guess he's some lines doing a case and last some corn. The king has to the student and just Gasper, Ian Moore Mary Rock, and I guess Donald Moore McAllister at